And welcome on in to another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. I'm Terry, that's Dave, and we are ready to break down today's slate. Obviously, a lot of afternoon games today, so there's not a whole lot of action tonight, but we do have three games that I chose here to talk about in the MLB. We'll start with this game here. It's a bad one, obviously. We have the Bears and the Seahawks here in the preseason. You can find the Bears plus 142 to plus 155. Seattle minus 175 to minus 200. 3.5s right across the board. And 39.5s mostly across the board. 140 at DraftKings in this one. For me, the Bears are not a team that you're going to see me backing. I can pretty much preview the NFL season and say that you won't see the Bears on my card unless something absolutely crazy happens and they are a 6-0 team for some reason. Hell freezes over. No, I'm just kidding. But the Bears are not going to be a good team this year, and I won't be backing them. So I don't really want to back them in the preseason either. What I went with here, half unit on the under 39.5. Basically, with the quarterbacks we have playing today, with the overall teams that we have playing today, I just don't see a whole lot of points. Yes, preseason games in week one were, I think, like 12 and whatever to over. So there were a lot of overs in week one. But this matchup here doesn't really inspire a lot of points in my mind. The only thing that could scare me a little bit is if there are turnovers and we get some gimme points. That's the only way I could really see this game going over, but it is a preseason. Who knows what could happen here? Dave, Bears and Seahawks, what do you think about this game?
Yep. So as stated before, I don't usually get involved with preseason NFL, and I don't spend a ton of time capping at it. I did look at this game, and I am betting this game. I'm with you on the under, and it's gone down. It was at 42.5 or 43. Now it's under 40. But I just don't know. During the regular season, I don't know when they're playing their starters where points are going to come. Definitely from the Bears. Who the hell knows? And the Seahawks, it all comes down to how well Geno Smith plays. I see him as already a second-string quarterback anyways. They've got DK Metcalf. Rashad Penny can put up some points. But none of those players are going to be playing. And if I see Geno Smith as a backup, and he's going to be the backup to the backup, we're going to have a horrible Bears team. I'm sure their starters are horrible, so their backups have to be horrible. And sort of the same thing for the Seahawks. I just don't see where we're going to get points. This game might be watching a bunch of monkeys trying to screw in a light bulb sort of situation, but we might even be under 30. These are two bad teams. So it seems like a good bet to me. That's not very deep diving capping. Don't take that as an example of my NFL capping because it's much more intricate, but this seemed like a good bet. And just to give you a frame of reference, I've only ever liked one game. So this is the second game in all of preseason that I've liked.
Perfect. Thanks for smashing the like, Richie. Every day you're here smashing the like, so really, really much appreciated. And then Ryan Guy here, 95 degrees of kickoff, probably won't cool off much. I'll spoil one of his best bets for later on. He's on the under with us, so
there you go.
It is an under spot here on the show. We'll jump into the first game for baseball. I know there's one starting here in a couple moments. And I did not get to that game, the Cubs and the Orioles. Obviously,
Orioles. I'm on the Orioles, by the way. Anyone bet on the Orioles? I have them first five, but that's my bet if people are.
There we go. That would be my lean, but I didn't get to it. I did not get to the Orioles, but I did get to this game here. We have the Diamondbacks and the Giants. Sadly, the Giants screwed up my night last night. It was a small losing night because of the Giants here. Couldn't even win the game. They had to actually lose straight up. They didn't cover my run line. They didn't win. Nothing. So thanks for nothing, Giants. But going to this game here, you can find Arizona plus 130 to plus 120, or plus 138 to plus 120. San Francisco minus 140 to minus 156. And sevens mostly across the board. I see 1.5 in this one here. For me, I wanted to find a way to back Arizona in this game. Zach Allen has been really good. He's 8-2 this year with a 2.94 ERA on this Arizona team. He's not allowed an earned run in his last 2 games, going 7 innings in both. The last one was in Coors Field. He went 7 innings, allowed 2 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. He has been absolutely amazing for the Diamondbacks. Logan Webb, a very good pitcher as well, but not quite himself here as of late. And I just see the edge. He is coming off a really good game against Pittsburgh. Not so good game against Oakland. Still a win, but I guess 2 earned runs. And then 6 earned runs against the Dodgers. So Webb has pitched better against the not-so-good teams. And Arizona should be able to get the job done in the first 5. So I took the plus 0.5, which I got for minus 123. Basically, minus 125 is my cutoff for the plus 0.5s. Anything like closer to minus 130, I wouldn't bet. But minus 123, I could easily see this game being tied, hoping the Diamondbacks are leading. But I like Arizona plus 0.5 in the first 5 in this one. Dave, Diamondbacks, Giants, what do you think here?
Yeah, not a game I posted, but a game I'm betting. And I'm real high on Zach Gallen. I'm a buyer on Zach Gallen and a seller on Logan Webb. Logan Webb's just fine. Something I've seen him I don't like. And when you have 2 pitchers, good job, Richie. When you've got 2 pitchers that have similar numbers, I like to go off the eye test. Zach Gallen's actually one of my more favorite pitchers, the kind of up-and-coming guys to watch. I don't know how much longer he's going to be on the Diamondbacks. We'll see. But when you look in the bullpen specifically, both these teams are hitting, and they're kind of hitting in different ways. Arizona's average is a little higher. You're getting a lot more base hits, getting guys on base. San Francisco has a higher isolated power, so they're getting some extra base hits, but they're generating the same amount of runs. So the difference to me is the bullpen. And Arizona's bullpen has been pretty okay the past 2 weeks, and San Francisco's continued to struggle, and they're actually up there with giving up home runs. So I like, and we've seen these games kind of be close through most of the game, and then one of the teams at the end of the game kind of opens it up. I think it's going to be the Diamondbacks, so I'm going with the dog today, Zach Gallen and Arizona's bullpen to win.
All right. What money line or spread will hit Bears versus Seahawks?
You tell me.
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea about. I like the under, but I have absolutely no opinion on the side. I'm rooting for the Seahawks, but that's being a Vikings fan. Of course, I'd be rooting against the Bears, but no opinion on the side there. Next up, this game here. 2 slumping teams both got it right yesterday. The Blue Jays and the Yankees both have been slumping, but both were able to get wins yesterday. The Jays, a little bit more of a convincing win. The Yankees had to get a walk-off thanks to Josh Donaldson to beat the Rays yesterday. In this one here, you can find Toronto plus 125 to plus 140. The Yankees minus 145 to minus 167, and 8.5s right across the board in this one here. For me, earlier on this morning, I saw that Toronto's team total over 3.5 was minus 115. Yes, I get it. The Jays aren't really hitting to their full potential right now, but I haven't seen the Jays team total at 3.5 all year long. So I'm definitely taking that here. They have hit Montas in the past. It'll be interesting to see what he does here in this game for the Yankees at home. But I do expect runs. Jose Barrios, I still defend him. He is not having a good year. He is not the pitcher he was basically his entire career. He's been very consistent. This year, not so much, especially on the road. But I think the Blue Jays will get the job done. I think we could see kind of possibly of a repeat of kind of yesterday's game versus the Rays, except I think the Jays will get the job done here. Probably a high-scoring game, but I have the Jays money line plus 126 and team total over 3.5 at minus 115. Dave, Jays and Yankees, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, this game confuses the hell out of me, so I have no bet in it. You've got Barrios, however you say his name, who everyone's kind of waited around for him to get better on the road. Hasn't happened. And then you've got Montas, who hasn't pitched at Yankee Stadium yet for the Yankees, but has been not so great, actually bad, his first 2 starts. You say, well, then this is an over. Well, where are the Jays and Yankees bats? I mean, they've been non-existent. I mean, these are on paper, 2 of the best lineups in Major League Baseball. So 2 crappy pitchers, 2 underperforming lineups. I kind of don't know where to go. I don't hate the Blue Jays team total over 3.5, but the way these teams have been hitting, I'm just staying off.
Yeah, neither have been hitting, so I totally get that. I really liked seeing that explosion for the Jays last night because that's what they've been missing is that. So obviously as a fan, I'm hoping that continues on. Sometimes it will, but sometimes it won't. So,
the Jays are streaky too. I mean, they came into the All-Star break on a not looking so great, barely beating the Royals. Then they came out of the All-Star break, probably the hottest team in baseball. Their pitching was good, their bullpen was tops, and their hitting was tops. And then they went in this slump. So, it could either go one of both ways. Obviously, it can always go that way. But if you're riding on them going on a streak, if they put up another good show today, then it might be a train to get on as far as betting for the next couple games.
For sure. BetStamp, use code WILD when signing up. Find the best odds for whatever you are looking for. We'll be talking CFL tomorrow. I really notice a big, huge difference in lines when it comes to CFL. I'm sure we'll see it with the NFL too. Baseball, not so much, but you see a 20-cent difference here and there, and it's definitely worth finding the best lines for whatever you are betting. We'll move on to kind of the last game we're going to talk about, and yes, we have a minus 400 favorites here in San Diego. You can get them minus 373 to minus 400. Washington plus 290 to plus 320. If you want the minus 2.5, you can get that for minus 105. Washington, you can get the plus 2.5 for minus 110. 8s across the board. I see 8.5 in this one. For me, yes, these 2 teams have traveled a lot across the country the last 24 hours. So that's something to keep in mind. But for me, it's Anibal Sanchez here on the road. I get it. His 3 earned runs in his last start against the Padres was his best start of the season. That should say something, that 3 earned runs is his best start of the season. I think we see him get hit a bit here, especially early. I am on San Diego first 5 minus 1.5 at minus 115. I like the Padres to be leading. I wouldn't be surprised if it's something like 2-0, though. I wouldn't be surprised if it is a very low-scoring game. And I wouldn't talk anybody off looking at the Nationals team total under. You probably have to go 1.5. I'm not exactly sure what that would look like. But I know Padres the big favorite here. And they very well could lose this game. So I'm just going to kind of go with the first 5 here. I think the Padres come out hot early. Dave, Nationals, Padres, what do you think of this one?
When I saw this game, and everyone knows I'm not a fan of the Nationals. But when I saw this game, it was an immediate Padre spot to me. I saw the line. There was no way I could bet this except for one way, which I really, really like. But, as the only way you can bet the run line first 5 is an extended run line -1.5. You're still not getting plus money odds, which is crazy. Then I looked at the team total for the Padres, which I think was 4.5, but it was juiced like -150 or something crazy. There was just no way to bet this until I started thinking about a few things. One is, traveling across the country, both of these teams, it's about as far as you can travel. I think maybe Miami to Seattle's further, but Miami to San Diego and Washington, D.C. to San Diego is a long plane ride. And both those teams have been on the East Coast for a week, so their body clocks are off. And that affects hitting a lot more than pitching. You ask anyone that plays baseball, that's the mantra. And then it comes to Yu Darvish, who is one of the best first 5 inning pitchers in baseball, most profitable. I just talked about why I can't take them first 5. The pricing's so bad. So then I said, well, it's probably going to be the Padres doing the scoring. And at the time, it was 4.5 runs for the first 5 innings, which I loved. It might go to 5 because it's juiced to the over, which is crazy to me. But I really see this as like a 3-0 game or a 4-0 game, maybe a 3-1 game at the end of 5 innings. So I really like the first 5 under for this game. And it's not, you can get decent prices.
All right. We will go on here before we get to last pitch. Follow Nick and Tim at ESB. Follow Dave, Picks from Dave. Both their YouTube links are in the description below. And their Twitter, Dave's and my Twitter link will be there as well after the show. So make sure to follow us all at the different spots. Going on to last pitch today. Not a whole lot in the other games here. I would have kind of chosen all the other games for us to talk about, but Red Sox and Pirates, not a game I really want to get to. I backed the Pirates. It didn't really work out, and I won't back the Pirates with Brubaker, but I still don't trust the Red Sox here. If anything, it would be some way in the Red Sox if I was forced to bet it, but definitely I'm not. Patino against former Blue Jay Castillo here for Royals and Rays. Over. If I was forced to bet it, maybe over, but I'm not getting to it. And then the final game that we did not discuss, the Mets and the Braves. If I was betting it, I would be taking the under, but I am not. Obviously, I have the rule, not betting Mets games, so till playoffs. So for me, it would be a lean to the under, but that's kind of an obvious play, but you never know what could happen between these two teams. Dave, last pitch. Any opinions on the rest of the slate?
Yep. The only other game, and I'm wrestling in my head as to which one I want as my best bet, but I like DeGrom today. I think a healthy DeGrom is the best pitcher in the major leagues. When you have a guy that can throw, he only has 2 pitches. When you have a guy that throws a 100-mile-an-hour fastball with that type of movement, and he can pinpoint it, he's a stud. The Mets bats and the Braves bats have been hitting. I'm just going to basically look at it this way: starting pitching, Mets have the better starting pitching, and the Mets have the better lineup. And I'm going to end it at 5 innings. I'm taking them as one of my bets, first 5 minus the half a run, and all the other games I think are garbage. So I'm staying away.
All right. And we will go to the best bet segment here. We'll bring it up and we'll start with over under as we usually do. For me, Toronto team total over 3.5. I can't believe I'm seeing that number. I know their bats have been hitting, but 3.5 is a crazy number for the Jays team total. Nick is going Arizona, San Francisco, first 5 under 3.5. Ryan, Arizona, San Francisco, full game under 7. Dave, is there a total that you like today?
I'm going to switch it up because this is my worst category, and I'm going to take the football game under.
All right.
For the Bears, Seahawks under. I think it's 39.5, but you can look to see what's that.
Yes, it is. It is 39.5. So you'll both get 39.5. Right. For the NFL, game. And that's my only other total, too. So that's what my total would have been.
Well, I have another total, but it's my best bet. I just decided.
There you go. A dog of the day. No big surprise. I'm taking the Blue Jays, but I'm on them. They're my only dog, so that's why. Nick, Pittsburgh Pirates money line. Wow, is his dog. No dog from Ryan. Dave, is there a dog that you like today?
I talked about it. I like the D-backs versus the Giants. Giants bullpen is awful.
Yeah, that's for sure. I found that out the hard way yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to best bet, best parlay pieces. For me, best parlay piece is San Diego first 5 -1/2. Definitely a parlay piece. As I said, I am on the -1.5 as a single bet. So, but for parlay, -1/2. Nick going with New York Mets money line, and Ryan is going with DeGrom over 8.5 strikeouts. Dave, what do you think here for parlay piece?
Well, in true form, let me just check one thing. You know what? I'm betting this first 5, but I can stomach giving out a -130 bet. So I'm going to go with the Mets money line here. Although I'm betting the first 5 run line in that game.
All right. And then best bets. For me, I've already talked about it enough. The Toronto team total over. I think they'll hit Montas today. Nick is back in the Yankees -1.5, +137. And Ryan is going with the Chicago-Seattle under 39.5. Dave, you probably said it already, but what do you think here for best bet?
It's the Nationals Padres game, first 5 under. It's at 4.5. I was hoping it'd sneak over 5. I've been hitting refresh, but is it any shock that one of them chose the Mets as the best bet?
No. Oh no, it was parlay piece. Parlay piece.
I mean Mets. I mean I meant the Yankees.
The Yankees.
Both obvious choices for them.
Yeah.
Today.
Hey, it is what it is. That is the show. So best of luck to everybody today. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the content, smash the like button. Hockey shows start next Tuesday with the Anaheim Ducks. We'll be going through all 32 teams. If you're interested in coming in and talking about one, make sure to message me at Let's Go Wild Picks. But that is it for today's show. We'll be back tomorrow with more games and a better slate. But best of luck to everybody tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow.